play this song. In a couple weeks I'm going out to a big festival out in California. I'm part of a group going to pay tribute to the founder of the festival, Mr. Warren Hellman, who died this year, and also Earle Scruggs, who used to play there every year, and Don Watson. They're gone now. Can't forget them.
A couple of weeks.
It was very heavy to lose Earle Scruggs, I have to say. But for me, Doc Watson was the real heavy one because I grew up trying to learn how to play like Doc. I started playing guitar when I was about 12, and about a year later I heard this guy on the TV called Doc Watson. I thought, man, that's the way you play the guitar. Several years after that, I remember the record Willis Circle Being Broken came out. My friend and I had agreed that it would take about 20 years to get the tone that Doc Watson got out of the guitar. I'm here to tell you it takes a lot more than that. About 40 years later. Doc was a guy who kind of synthesized all the different parts of American folk music, all the different kinds of music, including the old ballads and the blues and a little bit of jazz, a little bit of bluegrass. Made it all sound right at home. And he sort of had this virtuoso guitar technique, but he's kind of snuck up on you with this sort of real low-key attitude and a great low-key and very warm sounding voice. The MC work made you feel like you were on a front porch somewhere in a mountainside, just sitting with him. Was blind almost from birth. He was a very independent man, a very mountain kind of independence kind of rose up in him from an early age. He went off to school for the blind, but they treated him kind of bad down there. They didn't like him playing his music. And his dad taught him, he said, you can do anything you want. His teacher there at the blind school said, you may be leaving the school, but you don't need to stop learning. She said, you learn how to read Braille already, and there's lots of books you can get. And he kept studying. He loved to work on cars, rewired his house. He built his own shed. He said, I didn't bend a single nail on that shed. He's very proud of his independence. I was always, looking up to Doc, and I got to know him a little bit, but it was always, Doc was way up there, and, I'm down here. One time, I remember Hot Rods got him to sit in with Red Knuckles and Trailblazers. He dressed up in a red satin shirt with white fringe on it. And he wore sunglasses. He was at Merlefest, and he got out there with the sunglasses and the satin cowboy shirt on. He said, he just had a big grin on his face. He said, why is everybody laughing? He said, oh, I know what it is. It's these glasses. Sail if she float, 'cause I got them deep river blues. I'm going down to Muscle Shoals, the time be better there I'm told. interested in doing some recording, but he was so busy doing his own things. And rightly so. He just said, I don't think I can get it going. But I asked him a couple times for things like that, and he was gracious and everything, but it didn't work out. And I felt like maybe I should just leave him alone because he's getting up in years. But I'd be passing by Boone, North Carolina, and I'd be over there, I'd think, I'll look up Doc. I think maybe I should leave him alone, you know. Anyway, this last February I was over there. I'd finished a tour at Boone. I played a show there. And I got the gumption, I got the nerve up to call Doc on the phone. There was a snowstorm coming in, and I should have headed back to Nashville if I had my sense. But I wanted to go see Doc. I called him up, and he said, I said, who's this? I said, my name's Tim O'Brien. He said, I don't know you. I said, Doc, well, I'm just a big old fan, you know. I was just one of your many fans. And his daughter Nancy was in the background. She said, Daddy, who's calling? He said, what's your name? I said, Tim O'Brien. He said, Tim O'Brien. She said, oh, Daddy, that's a fiddle player that plays at Merlefest. He goes, oh, you're the fiddle player that plays at Merlefest. He told me about getting saved and about his wife Rosalie being in the hospital the last year. How the last several months she couldn't even talk. And one thing led to another, and he invited me up to the house. So I drove up into the snow, up onto the Blue Ridge there to Deep Gap. Got all the way up there, found the house. First you drive on Doc Watson Highway, and then you go down Doc and Merle Road. Anyway, I finally found a place, and I pulled in and turned off the Prius. And I heard guitar music and singing, and I could see him through you could not only hear him, but I could see him through the sliding glass door into the kitchen there. He was playing an old folk song called While Roving on a Winter's Night. The snow was coming down. It was just perfect. He was singing it just beautifully, and he played a little beautiful guitar part right at the end. I waited for him to finish, and then I knocked on the door. He said, slide her open, she's unlocked. He was just sitting there waiting for me to come around, and we were going to play some tunes. I said, Doc, I'll get my guitar if that's all right. He said, that'd be great. So Sunday afternoon in Boone in February, playing guitar with my hero. He told me lots of stories. He told me about when he was early on interested in mechanics and stuff. He got an old Model T horn from the junkyard through his brothers, and he set it up there, and he had a little crank thing that would start the car up. He set that so that it would start the horn. He got all excited, and he got it all set up, and then he turned that crank, and that horn just went off like a gangbusters. So what he didn't know was his dad was up in the hog lot, and the hogs turned on him when they heard that horn. So that got all kind of hell that day. He told me all kind of stories, but he started talking about a certain guitar he had made by a fellow named Dana Bourgeois. He said, have you ever seen that guitar? It's a dreadnought size with a cutaway. I said, yeah, I think I've seen that guitar. He said, you know, that was a really good guitar. And then I had it out one day. It was a picking session. Somebody put it where it shouldn't have been. I stepped right in that thing. He said, I was sick about it. I broke the top clean in. He said, you know, I was embarrassed about it, and I didn't want to even tell the maker about it, but he found out. He said, you send it back to me. I'll see what I can do. And he said he put a new top on that guitar. He said it's even better than it used to be, I think. He kept talking about that thing. You know, it's just me and Doc in his house. Nancy had left. He said, I'm going to get that guitar. I want to show it to you. So he gets up, and of course he knows the way around his house. He reaches behind him to the door to the basement, opens that door, and he starts heading down the stairs to the basement, the steep stairs, and I'm looking at him going, oh my God. He's 89 years old, you know, blind. But he's Doc Watson. You don't question him, but he could sort of hear me thinking. He turned around and he said, don't worry, I'll be careful. If I fall down and kill myself, call the veterinarian. So he shut the door and headed down. He He's down there about 20 minutes. I was like pretty nervous, but I thought, should I go help him? But no, he's Doc Watson. Finally, there's no crashing around or anything, so finally he came back up the stairs, opened up the door, had a guitar in his hand, in his case. He shut the door, came through the doorway, shut the door, sat down, opened up the case, picked up the guitar, hit a lick on it. He said, "This is not the guitar I was looking for at all." I said, "This is a good guitar, though." I just want to say, if you have your doubts about visiting somebody, you think you should leave them alone. But if you really love them, like I did Doc, still do, I'd say overcome your embarrassment and look them up because they need to see you. Anyway, we learned from the folks that went before us that Doc is, no kidding, my hero. So I'm going to keep playing his songs as long as I can. If that boat sinks with me, I'll go down, don't you see? 'Cause I got them deep river blues. Now it's time to say goodbye. If that boat sinks, just let me die. 'Cause I got them deep river blues. Let it rain, sing, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more. 'Cause I got them deep river blues. Let that rain drive right on, let those waves sweep along. 'Cause I got them deep river blues. If you want to use your guitar, I think I know how to do it now.